Hello, world. I am Ukraine. I wanted to tell you about myself so we could get to know each other better. On a warm summer day on August 24th, 1991, I was born. I'm only 30, but my roots are strong, extending deep into history. My ancestors were wise and brave and instilled in me a rich culture that shaped who I am. I have my own language, my own traditions, my own cuisine. I have seas and meadows, rivers, deserts, fields, and forests. I am a beautiful woman. But now, war has fallen on my family. Forces are trying to destroy me and my children's freedom, to crush it forever. As in past generations, we faced severe trials. Dark times have fallen upon us again, and my children are forced to protect us, their homes and their families, which they do skillfully despite the difficulties, because we are a real family, united together, supporting each other with our bravery and strength.
Since the beginning of the war, the number of casualties is thousands, including hundreds of children. The numbers of children killed and soldiers are enormous, and those numbers keep growing on. Since the World War II, this is the largest forced migration of people. 8 million people had to leave Ukraine, and the number of internally displaced persons had reached 7 million. Those dry figures hide despair, loss of homes, tons of sad shears. The losses of economy are huge and negate all the achievements of the country's independence since 91, meaning that the nation is gradually becoming poorer and more dependent on its neighboring countries. Despite the catastrophic losses and damage, our people continue to fight against global evil, remaining a kind of shield for the entire civilized world. We maintain our trust in the government and optimism and continue to donate to the army. The amount of charitable donations made by ordinary people has reached almost 24 billion hryvnias, and we believe in victory. So, who are we? We are a team of professional psychologists of the Ukrainian Center of Psychology The Soul. And we are also part of the great Ukrainian soul, which is now fighting for its right for free existence in the world. Our center was founded in February 21st, and since our opening, we have been conducting open psychoeducational events to raise people's awareness of how we are constructed as human beings and how they can improve their lives and relationships and in general become happier by having psychological knowledge. We organized many wonderful, vibrant, transformational events that touched people's souls, heart, and minds. The sea of resources in the summer, open air meetings and psychological picnics on the rooftops of a skyscraper in the heart of our capital, Kyiv City. There was a group event, Meet Your Shadow in Autumn. And on the eve of this apocalyptic winter, before the war, we organized an archetypal immersive journey for people based on the fairy tale, The Snow Queen. With this last event, we could initially feel that very soon the splinters of the mirror will get into Kai's heart and eye, and the world will be plunged into darkness. With the beginning of the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, our team got scattered all over the world. The manager of the center, Inna Volvak, and our founder, Alexandra, were at the epicenter of the tragic events in Bucha at the time and had to flee urgently. Inna and her young daughter had to survive the occupation. The center psychologists Marina Yakhnoy and Irina Rayenka were in the villages located somewhere away from the active war zone, but they were also in a very vulnerable condition. Maria Vinitska lived in the city center and was forced to hide in the subway and bomb shelters, staying there during the night and almost living there for several days, like most Ukrainians then. And even during this time, we kept staying together as a center, conducting joint live broadcasting sessions on social media, helping people to cope with the shock and trauma of the invasion. We launched Crisis Center and conducted free crisis counseling for anyone who needed help and psychological support in this time. There were a lot of requests. We carried out more than 200 consultations, and the number of people who needed help is only growing. Thanks to the external support our activities from the international communities, we increased the staff of psychologists to conduct more psychological support groups for more people. Alina Kotenko, Oviedo, Spain. Olga Pečerska in Bucha, Irpin in Ukraine. Anna Chumachenko in Germany. Irina Royenka in Lviv, Ukraine.
In autumn 2022, we launched a new project. It was a group psychological support project called Meetings with the Soul. We had 12 online group sessions every Saturday at 11 a.m., where Ukrainians from different parts of Ukraine and abroad could share their experiences, share their stories, and receive support with the careful guidance of our psychologists. Some of our participants periodically would leave the sessions because of the air raid siren, and honestly, we didn't know if they would come back. At this time, we were supported by the Elizabeth Kubler-Ross Foundation. We attended their amazing educational seminars on healing through grief and loss. We had precious supervision sessions with a psychotherapist from New Zealand, Liz Groot-Alberts. We worked with an incredible Dr. Katie Eastman from the United States. And we also received a lot of love, care, and support from people in Singapore, from Anto, Danny, and Julie. These people have done so much for us. To engage and inform international community about the events of Ukraine, we attended the global colloquium on grief, bereavement, and hospice work in humanitarian conflict situations, where we had an opportunity to present our culture and to talk about the psychosocial needs of people during the war. Meanwhile, the war continued and escalated, and many Ukrainians were experiencing a lot of losses. The whole Ukraine was under constant shelling, bombing. Significant damage was done daily to the energy infrastructure. People often lived without electricity, heating in cold winter, and could not even cook or make a meal or take a bath. People continued dying and suffering. A lot of people were killed and injured. Going through a very difficult winter, still, there was a hope for some positive changes. And after we conducted a lot of individual crisis support sessions, face-to-face meetings in different parts of Ukraine and abroad, after a series of group therapy sessions, we began to work on creating a new program that would help Ukrainians to cope no matter where they are. And we knew that online platforms would be a solution. So we created this program that is called Ukrainian Circle, and we wanted this program to become available to Ukrainians even during the war, so they can, read the materials or access them when they're in the bomb shelters or when they're hiding in the subway. So we came up with an idea to create this mental health recovery program that would be available to people online so that they can access it anytime. So what is this Ukrainian Circle? It's the online program for all Ukrainians affected by the war. This program is aimed to help people cope, to give them skills and tools to deal with the trauma they're going through, and also to give us all tools to fight with the evil. So Ukrainian Circle, its big advantage that it's online. So this is the program that we created and we already piloted last year. And now you can see the slides that are showing how people were talking, communicating, and really the beauty of this program that people could access it from Poland, from Germany, from the United States, and from Ukraine. You can see some messages from people, and they're very precious to us. So what are the principles of Ukrainian Circle? Number one is it's Ukrainian architectonics. This program is based on Ukrainian national myths, traditions, beliefs, archetypal images, and culture that we as a nation have formed over the centuries. And this is something that made us Ukrainians and who we are today. So the Ukrainian identity itself, its history, memory, its past and present is integrated into our program of Ukrainian Circle and constitutes its essence. The second principle that we have in our program is we want to overcome the divide and split in the society that existed before and that increased during the war between the Ukrainians from the east and the west of Ukraine. Historically, these two parts of Ukraine were ruled by two different empires whose policies differed significantly. Right now, we really have a lot of discord between those Ukrainians who left the country because of the war and those who stayed, between those who speak Ukrainian and Russian, between those who lost their loved ones and those who still have their family alive. But we believe that in our unity is our strength. Another key pillar of our work is prevention of transgenerational trauma, because we understand that we don't want to continue the cycle of hatred. And after all that's happening now, maybe partially it's also because of some unprocessed traumas from the First World War I and World War II. And we really don't want these tragedies to happen ever again. And finally, we hope that even in the most terrible times, we can access in our souls an opportunity, a possibility for post-traumatic growth. Having survived, that we can still have greater appreciation for life and the people around us, that we can appreciate even the smallest things, that we can become spiritually stronger, enhance our desire to do something good, be grateful for what we have, and have faith in the future.
Those based on those key principles, we have created a great online therapy program called Ukrainian Circle, which covers the most important areas of our life. What is happening with our soul and feeling, the corresponding module? How does our body respond to trauma and stress, and how can we help it? The module body with its therapeutic practices. Modules 3 on strength and confidence, which is partially dedicated to health aggression, to protect yourself, achieve your goals, and be able to bounce back. Love and relationship deals with personal relationship, which are also destroyed by the war. In Module 5 on freedom and responsibility, we help people to develop their resilience and personal strengths. Module 6 is dedicated to home and the sense of safety and belonging. It touches on the most sensitive topic for every Ukrainian now, the loss of a sense of security in their own protected space. We are also working on the topic of money and financial well-being, as many Ukrainians now lost their jobs and livelihoods and need to restore their professional identity, believe in themselves again and their skills. Finally, model on unity and the future, which are focused on finding the inner motivation to continue living, hoping for the best, maintaining resilience, and supporting each other as a community and society. The program ran for 2 months. Every week, we provided people with a thematic video, and the whole week was dedicated to working on a particular topic and materials. Participants watched the videos, shared their comments, discussed different issues, did the practices, and shared their emotions and changes in the way they felt and acted. At the end of the week, we gathered in a live, warm circle of support online, where our psychologists would answer the questions. People could personally share their stories, and in general, the most important thing was to be together with each other, to feel the power of mutual support, unity, empathy, and love. Our program changed the emotional states of the participants. After each text, we published the meetings we had, group practices, and exercises we did. They shared their feelings with us, their testimonials about the changes in their psycho-emotional and even physical state. Those testimonials you can see now on the screen. They are so precious to us. And this program surely wouldn't have not been possible without an active support of many, many, many people who one of the initiative of Wholehearted John Marston, a palliative care nurse and vice president of the Elizabeth Kubler-Ross Foundation, and To, a palliative doctor from Singapore. We are thankful to Jenny and Julia and psychologist of Renovara Clinic in Singapore, Liz Groove Alberts, a leading psychologist from New Zealand, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross Foundation with its president, the son of Elizabeth, Ken Ross. A young couple from Singapore, Cheng and Elaine, and their friends helped us a lot. Our mentor in Singapore, Kenneth, the founder of Soul Pen Plus One. We are grateful for the clinical supervision of an incredible psychotherapist and executive coach, author of the book about losses and new meanings, Dr. Katie Eastman. We were also supported by people from Japan through Mr. Junichi Kawaka's organization, the Japan Future Fund. Communities in Malaysia and Thailand were rooting for us. And finally, we are very grateful to our guardian angel from India, producer and philanthropist, and just a man with a big caring heart, Santosh Govindaraju.
We're so grateful to all those people who have contributed to the work of our center, even with the smallest action at some point in time. Saying thanks to everything you did, to every donation, every prayer, every post on Facebook, every kind word, every word of support. It's really because of you, we could continue doing the work we did. A huge thank to all of you, people with compassionate hearts from different parts of the world, who care about Ukraine and our people, who are actually now fighting for the freedom. And we believe that we're fighting for the freedom not only for our country, we're fighting for just for normal human values, for the right to exist and have a fulfilled life. So thanks to all of you who are now watching this video, thanks to the efforts of our incredible team, thanks to everyone who will watch this video in the future. We believe that mental health support to Ukrainians around the world can continue to exist and serve the needs of many. We are happy that we have an opportunity to share our knowledge and skills on how to maintain your psychological health, how to build good relationships, even amidst the war, how to deal with trauma, how to create a sense of self-reliance. We offer people tools and practices through our website, through our YouTube channel, which we have started developing recently. We really try to help people we try to equip people with tools that they can use not only today, but that they can use tomorrow or even share it with their children and their friends. We're constantly running online like broadcasting sessions on Facebook, and we have started developing our Instagram, and we continue providing support in our Telegram channel to everyone who is there. We have an officially registered NGO. We're paying taxes right now. We're very proud that we have an NGO. We're also proud that we have a small opportunity to create some jobs for people who are supporting our work. We have our dreams. One of them is to write a book about the soul, our experience, and we want to share the best practices that really work for people in the middle of the crisis. We want to put together everything that we have learned and to share our knowledge with other professionals providing psychosocial support in humanitarian crisis situations. Each of our psychologists has their own area of expertise, and we want to run some individual projects throughout the year, on history, arts and culture, on financial wellness and well-being, how to restore your self-confidence in the crisis. We want to continue to be able to help people restore their life, their financial strength, their emotional strength, restore their sense of dignity. And we know that with all of you, it's possible. Just as one drop falling on the surface of the water generates the circles around it, creating this effect of multiplication. So you, all of us together with each of our separate small or big actions, we also create this difference. And we hope that we're making this world a little bit better. And it's an alternative to all the wars and disasters and destructions that we're seeing nowadays. So by doing so, we really create a more compassionate world. And we're doing it together. Thank you all for all your support. We also believe that we're doing it not only for us, but even for the next generations. We, as the Soul team, we keep dreaming and we take actions now. And we really believe that mental health has a very important role in victory. Everything will be Ukraine. In Ukrainian slang, it means everything will be great or the light will prevail in the darkness. Thank you for your time and attention. Without you, there is no us. We are because you are.